Welcome to readtheticker.com. Today I'm going to introduce you to the RTT Cycle Finder what-if analysis. I've had many years of membership to the Cycle Foundation, and when it was available I purchased the TechSignal software, but as you can see it's no longer supported. The TechSignal software looks like this. It has a chart analysis type page, and it also has a cycle summary type page. The RTT Cycle Finder Spectrum reproduces the functionality in the grid. It does a cycle scan and shows Bartel's numbers and amplitudes and what have you. So it ranks the dominant cycle found in the data time series. I've just completed building the Cycle Finder What If, which is the graphical portion of TechSignal, which draws the sine waves, can combine them, and it compares it to price action. Having experience with TechSignal has allowed me to realize its shortcomings, and some of the functionality that I requested wasn't there, so I've been able to improve of the Cycle Foundation software within the readtheticker.com to much better functionality. For example, here's the Google chart, Google weekly chart. Here's the Cycle Finder Spectrum. I just open it up here. Here's the spectrum, which shows cycle period, Bartel's value, and some statistics about the data. It graphs them so you get a fair idea of what's required. And here's the weekly data. So that's the table. Here is the graphical part for what-if analysis for cycles. Actually, I've actually run it for Spy, so actually I wanted to run it for Google. So I'll just put in Google there and run it. So now we've got it for Google. Simple, correct symbol. Go to what if. Right, now we have Google data. I want to see weekly. Right, so just expand that to 400 weeks. Okay, so here's the Google weekly data. The blue line resembles the default high in the chart the data is using. And down below here I have the, from the previous page, weekly periods with Bartel scores. This allows me to do what-if analysis with cycles. I can select the cycles I wish to draw. I'm not doing any due diligence. I'm just going to select a few cycles to show off the software. For example, I'm going to load the different top in there. It's a top of around 11th the 9th 2007. Okay, I can't read it properly. 11th the 9th 2007. 2001. There you go. A bit of a data input error. Okay, so we've got the correct data in there. Okay, so now I wish to draw it. I go to cycle type, select sine waves, and draw. Okay. Now if I wish to combine these two cycles together, I go to cycle type and I select sine waves and combine cycle. Okay, here's a combination of the two. Now the two blue lines are the dates that I've inputted of the highs. The red lines resemble bottoms. I can load in manual cycles, so I have complete freedom to do what-if analysis of what I like. I can also do wall type cycles. For example, a wall cycle can only draw from a bottom, not a top. So I've got one cycle select it as a bottom. I go here and draw a wall cycle. A wall cycle is a subset of a kitchen cycle. Okay, so there's a wall cycle here at the bottom, even though it's quite small. Okay, let's go back to sine waves with the combined. So you can see I'm loading up cycles, you're getting to feel what they look like, how they fit the data, do a complete what if, load manual cycles, load spectrum cycles. Manual cycles allow you to load cycles that are generated, that you found with your eyeball. The maths doesn't generate every cycle. You might find something interesting when you do a visual analysis and you want to load some cycles and actually can add them in there. Now the best part about this is, compared to the tick signal software, is once I've done my cycle analysis, I can actually save it to a chart in my work groups for later reference. Now every chart in readtheticker.com has a unique ID number. This particular chart has unique ID is 27403. That's the number after the dot within the brackets there, 27403. I go back to here and I go hide in there, 27403. And I want to save down whatever selection is. Let's save down the combined one. Run save. Go back to my Google. It's not, I've got to refresh the chart down here to see it. Okay, so there's my I now have installed the combined cycle from the RTT cycle finder what if, and it's loaded in the table down below. As you can see, 3 cycles have been used to create the combination. Obviously it can be edited and what have you. So now I can come back in days and weeks and see how the price action can work compared to the cycle. This is just an introductory video to show you the power of RTT Cycle Finder with the cycle spectrum and the work groups chart. There's a lot to learn about cycles. I suggest it for some reading material. You can read Jim Hurst's book of The Profit of Magic of Stock Transaction Timing. Jim Hurst focuses really on finding the 2 most dominant cycles, like a long and a short. Keeps it pretty simple. It's my preferred approach. You can read The Case for Cycles by the original man who sort of discovered them, by Edward Dewey. And of course, the developer of the text signal software, Richard Mogi, wrote an article called The Principles of Cycle Analysis. All these documents are within our PDF downloaded for members in the FAQ help section.